The truth of girls.
Hi everyone, it's Sonia here. Today I had the plan that I was going to go down to the testing site to see what's going on, because I hear people saying they're going to testing sites and there's no one there. So I was going to go check it out for myself, but you know, it took a long time for us to get out of the house. So I don't know if there's going to be anyone there because it might be after hours, but I want to show you guys something. Oh, by the way, Gunner's here. Yeah, check this out. Ronny Levesque. It's one of the big streets in Montreal. It's quiet, but it's not like there's no one out. You know, we're not in a lockdown to the point where we're not allowed to leave the house. It's just, we're not supposed to go out, you know, we're not supposed to meet with other people. That's the thing, social distancing. But as you see, people are out doing things. Cars are on the road. It's not a complete ghost town. But check out the sky. Look how blue it is. There's no pollution. There's nothing up there from airplanes. So that's one big difference that I notice. Actually, I find that there's quite a bit of traffic. Considering. Usually at this time of day though, the traffic here would be a lot heavier because it's right around when people would be coming back from work. It would be completely full. So the testing site is right up there where you see that flashing thing. But I know that I would have to circle around, and obviously I don't want to drive right into it. So I would have to take a little detour around St. Catherine. You guys can see what's going on in St. Catherine. And then come back around the other way. Okay, so over there, oh, it's green now. Oh, there's nobody here. Okay, there's the site. This is the like entertainment theater district. That here on the left, right here, this building. Show the building. This is Place des Arts right here, where they have the ballet and the concerts, and they call this the Quartier des Spectacles, which means the like spectacle district or entertainment district. This. Actually, you guys, this used to be the red light district. A few years ago, I made a video with Karen where we were walking around here and we were complaining that they're cleaning it up. They took down a lot of old buildings and they were putting down these putting up these little cameras. They're kind of all over. I don't see one right now, but they're around. And actually, they cleaned it up quite nicely. So this is where all the tourists come. That's what keeps our city going. No tourists now, though, as you see. And this coming up is St. Lawrence. This is what they call the main. So I'm going to circle around here. Okay, I'm going to try to go in. Yeah, I guess this is open. So this is where you go in. And then you got to go up here. Not much choice. And so yeah, what I really don't want to do is end up having to go and get a test. Put it here, guy.
It's so hot.
Oh, it's hot, yeah. So okay, down there, if you want to get tested, you have to go through that area, but I definitely don't want to get tested. So I'm gonna try to go this way. What are you doing? Putting the air conditioning on?
Yeah, because it's really hot.
Okay, yeah, it makes a lot of noise there. Here, just hold the camera like this.
Why do I have to have my jacket on?
You don't have to have your jacket on.
I know, but you always make me put it on when we're going in the car.
I just want you to have it with you. You don't have to wear it.
You make me put it on.
Okay, dashboard cam. I hope it doesn't fall.
It's gonna fall.
I really want you to hold it. That's why Gunner is with me here. He's supposed to be the cameraman. Having some issues with his equipment. Alright, cameraman, here's your camera. Okay, but angle it to the left side of this because this is where the testing is right here, so I want to show that. Alright, so here it comes. Okay, yeah, it's closed right now, but okay, so you drive in over there where we came in, and then this right here, where you see those little tents, that's where they're having people. But, you know, it's like, see my car clock here says 4:30, which means actually it's 5:30, and so the thing is closed, but I'm gonna try. I'll try again. Try to get it right. At least this way you guys can see like what we have going on here. And check it out, people are out though. I mean, they're wearing masks also, but you know, it's not like I said, it's not like nobody's out. All right, so this is where people would drive through. And those are the booths where they do the testing. That's the thing right there. But yeah, there's nothing there right now except for a lot of hobos. And those are hobos right there, those guys. Yeah, they're all over the place because there's not enough shelters, so that's a big problem right now. So they got, what, 9, 10, 11, 12, something? They got a bunch of booths. Yeah. Well, and I tried to get my coronavirus test, but I set my alarm for 5 o'clock because I wanted to get up bright and early, but I accidentally set it for 5 p.m. So by the time I got down on the site, it was closed. Yeah. But anyway, at least I got up in time for dinner. I mean, most of the businesses are closed, but not all of them. Look, there's people right here. Okay? And actually, see, like, there's people that are in groups like that. Like, you're allowed to do that if you live together, but a lot of young people are just doing it anyway.
Public transport's still going strong also.
Yeah, they still have the buses, but I think they cut down. And there's been at least one bus driver who was positive for COVID-19, so they're starting to have people have positive tests who are working in grocery stores and pharmacies. They had a bus driver who was positive, so it's getting around. But we haven't had that many cases. Hey, personal space, social distancing, getting a little close there. You know, like zoom in on my big, huge nose. Yeah, we haven't had that many cases. I mean, we're a city of 4 million. And the last count, there was, what's this block now? I can't even go here. Oh yeah, look, show the joggers. Lots of people are jogging these days. That's another thing. Because the gyms are closed. What was the last count? Like 1,300 or 1,600, something like that. But at a city of, you know, almost 4 million, even though they're only testing the symptomatic cases. No, in Quebec, there's 3,000 something, but there's like 1,000 something in Montreal. But, you know, considering how many people there are here, even if you consider that they're only testing people who've traveled or who've been in touch with the case and are symptomatic. So even if that's like triple or 4 times, even if we have 4,000 cases in Montreal, out of a city of, you know, 4 million, it's still not that much.
But it actually is a lot. It's not that much, like, compared to the size of the city, but in general, it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that probably there's... Well, see, the thing is, they actually tested over 50,000 people in Quebec. They tested a lot, and, like, mostly in Montreal, so... Oh, man, they tested so many people, and when they had something like 3,000 positive tests, 50,000 were negative. So that means that even out of the people who had traveled or been in touch with people who traveled or been in touch with a case and who are symptomatic for some kind of illness, the vast majority of those don't have it. That's why it feels to me like we don't have that many. And the ICU at the Jewish, which is designated for COVID, I mean, I know it's close to capacity because I have a friend who works there, but they're not overflowing. Like, at this point, it is under control here in Quebec. We're not having an emergency other than what to do with the homeless people and the economy, but we're not having overflows right now. That's just a fact. That's not even a conspiracy theory. That's just the truth, you know. They're not overloaded with cases here. So that's good news, you know. Yeah, we started our social distancing up here about 2 weeks before America did. And I think that made a difference. And like, it's social distancing, right? We are not on lockdown. Like, we can get out and walk around. We can go into stores, the ones that are open. It's not like in Australia. In Australia, a woman was given 6 months in jail and an $11,000 fine for being out without a valid reason. That's a lot. That's crazy. You know, what are they going to do? Arrest people and put them in jail for 6 months for going outside without a reason?
How about the other people in jail are going to get it?
She doesn't have it. She's just not supposed to. They're that strict about it.
Oh, okay.
Then they're going to have all these people in jail and the taxpayers are going to pay for that. Maybe she did have a valid reason, which was for the sake of her mental health. She needed to leave the house. you're not going to get it just by walking down the street. It's, you know, that's over the top. And Sweden right now has a very relaxed policy. They're doing social distancing, but even restaurants are not closed, but it's like at the table service. You know, it's sort of in between what we're doing in Canada versus like everything just being normal. So we'll see how that turns out.
I think people who work around the public, like bus drivers and stuff, they should get tested.
They should get tested. Yeah, you're right. People who are in contact with the public all the time. That's absolutely true.
Or mailmen.
Yeah, if they're not
Like,
symptomatic.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of mail, Amazon, now they've had several employees in different sites that have tested positive. And the boss said it was something crazy like that they could not take time off while waiting their test results. They wouldn't get paid leave while waiting the results. Which means they're encouraging people who are being tested to come into work. So they had a strike. It was one of the sites that's called JFK 8, and they had like a big strike and a walkout, which kind of makes you wonder also, you know, when they say that it can live on plastic and metal.
Up to 3 days.
Maybe longer, yeah. Let me close that window.
But like, if someone touches it,
what
if someone who's working with the thing has it,
yeah,
and they cough into their arm, or a little gets on their hand,
whatever,
and then
yeah,
they touch the box,
yeah,
then the guy who moves the box onto the truck or something might touch the box, and then it gets.
Well, if they paper, apparently it doesn't live long. But what if they touch a plastic item and then ship it?
Yeah,
they're
like,
shipping the virus then.
Like
I don't know.
Tape on the boxes.
That's plastic, yeah. Well, they're reassuring people that you can't get it through the mail, but I mean, seriously, if somebody has it and they do an overnight delivery of a plastic item, I'm pretty sure that the virus is going to come in the mail too.
But it takes like 2 weeks for Aaron to get a package. So
yeah, well,
like,
yeah,
I
because
mean,
when
you're
Daddy
probably
orders
not-
something, it takes so long for
You're
him to get it.
probably not going to get the package, but
Yeah.
the people deliver it, they might give it to each other.
No, but it doesn't have to take that long. I don't know why his package is taking so long. Usually it's supposed to take like 2 days from Amazon. I've ordered things off Amazon and had them in like 3 days.
Yeah, well, there's a
3
little
to
bit of
5
delay
days.
since the virus.
Did he get
hit.
his thing? Did he get his stand yet?
I don't know.
I don't think he did. That's the problem, though. Another problem is that some
homeless
people were
are also stealing.
not just the homeless, but people in general, because they don't want to
Yes.
deliver it to your door and like knock and, you know, or they'll just knock and run away. And in apartment buildings, they won't go up. They'll just leave it right in the front. They'll leave it in the entrance.
But it's bad because like they're coming
Right.
into the buildings and they're stealing the laundry.
Yeah, they had to lock the laundry room. Yeah, but that's because there's so many homeless people and there weren't enough shelters and these people just have nowhere to go. So they're just sort of all over the place. And a lot of places where maybe they used to go to hide or like take a break, everything's closed. So they start going into apartment buildings. We were seeing that. People were coming out of their buildings and there's like homeless people coming out behind them. Ringu. Oh yeah. The
She
fentanyl
looked like
zombie.
the Ringu.
Yeah, she looked like the girl from The Ring. She had super long black hair and she was like all zonked out on fentanyl. She seriously looked like a zombie. But I haven't seen her lately. I don't know where she went. Actually, we did something. We handed out all these gift cards to
I didn't see her.
homeless people downtown. Like we handed out Tim Hortons and McDonald's gift cards. We probably gave out like 10 of them for $10 each. After a while, I started to realize that I think that the dealers are taking the cards as like instead of cash.
Why? Why would they do that?
Because it's worth something. We gave one to somebody and 5 minutes later when we drove around the block, we saw her coming back up from where the dealers usually meet people. And we figured that she probably went and got some drugs, you know?
Yeah, why would she leave her spot?
Yeah, she wouldn't leave her spot for no,
All day.
and she left all her stuff there and just went. She went and scored, you know. So I thought, oh man, I hope she didn't just exchange the Tim Hortons card for some drugs. But the reason we did that was because it was getting so desperate, and all these
shops still open.
the Quebec government cannabis stores are still open, and so is the liquor stores. But I just want to tell them why we did the cards. We still have a couple here that we can hand out like this, you know. Because nobody's taking cash, like none of the businesses are taking cash, and the panhandlers, they get change, you know, so they can't even like go and get themselves something to eat or whatever. So we figured that would be a nice thing to do, but now we're kind of wondering if we just paid for a lot of people's crack. The last one I gave, it was to a schizophrenic guy called Steve. I know a lot of these people by name because, I don't know, I lived in the neighborhood a long time. I gave Steve a card, and I was like, please don't spend it on rock. And he's like, I won't. So, let's hope. Oh yeah, the 24-hour vape shop is closed. They just closed the other day. Now all the vape shops are closed. Now people are screwed. I'm lucky I got myself lots of vape juice before any of this thing. This is the border of downtown, and this is downtown outside. That's Westmount over there, and that's the shopping center, Alexis Neon. And look, as you see, there are lots of people still out and about doing their shopping. I know that some stores in there are still open. Okay, here's what I want to show.
There's only a few clouds. Is that?
Okay, over here on the left is where they set up an outdoor center for the homeless. Like over here, see that right there? That's Atwater Metro. And in the park in there, that's where they're feeding people. Because see that right there, that is a place called Resilience Montreal, where they usually have a day center, but it's closed. So now they've moved it all over there to the park, and I was hoping I could show you a little bit. You see that over there? They've got all these like little tents and huts set up. And actually it's quite empty right now, but it's late in the day. But they have a lot of people here. I was here the other day and it was full. There's probably like 100 people. Yeah, it's surprisingly quiet now. I guess like they hand out food in the day, food and coffee and stuff like that. And maybe there's not so much going on just late in the day. But they're opening some shelters. They had turned the old Royal Victoria Hospital into a shelter before, and it's closed now for some reason. But they're gonna use some other spaces to put people in there. Anyway, I think we're doing okay. Like, to me, really, it doesn't look that bad. Seriously. It's just, it sucks that the businesses are closed, and I'm really hoping that things are gonna ease up pretty soon. I mean, I think we're doing well as far as like lots of testing, and I think it's okay. I don't see a big catastrophe happening here. I think we're doing fine. Oh yeah, here's the grocery store, and you see how people have to line up outside? That's all. Like, you can still go, you just have to do the lineup, but that doesn't mean that it's going to take you an hour to get in. It's just that they're only letting in a number of people at a time. So like maybe, you know, 15 people or 20 people are going to go in, and then like as people come out, like they're going to let in groups of 25 or whatever, you know. I've done it. It looks really daunting, these big lineups, but it's not, because they just let in groups of people at a time. See, everybody's like just doing the thing, keeping their distance. The biggest problem is probably a lot of these little like neighborhood restaurants and things are going to close. Not that one. That one's owned by Sir Gackus. He owns everything around here. He's not going to go broke. None of that's going to close. But like the little independent restaurants, like the one we went to, Nobu Lab, Gunny, remember the bubble tea and the chicken? That was a good place with the bubble pit. I just posted the video of us being silly in there. We had a good time. Yeah, I hope they're still open. When this is finished, we'll go back and have another bubble tea, right? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah! Well, that's it. I mean, I gave you guys a tour pretty much. So that's it. I'll wrap it up. I'm gonna, yeah, the chicken. I'm gonna like, we'll do another.
So light.
That was good. We'll do another tour. I mean, yeah, I'll do another tour when I get out earlier, so I can show you the facilities. So I can show you that there's people there. Because I drove by the other day and it was full. There was lots of people there. Because I see these videos online where they're like, oh, look, the testing site, nobody's here. But maybe it's set up for when it hits, but it hasn't started yet. Or maybe it's just not at the time when they're operating it. So you can't know from a video like that what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us in the chat. God bless you guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.